What's up, everybody? Okay, so before I start the story time, I just want to let you guys know where I've been the past few days since I've only really been putting out factions, and even that's every 3 to 4 days. So, I recently started counseling because I haven't been feeling too good, and it's put me in this rut that I just can't seem to get out of. And you might have noticed it in some recent videos where I'll, hit a blank spot or I'll stop talking and then I'll cut the video and come back to it or something. Um, but I really try my best not to show you guys that part of me because I want nothing more than to entertain you. I feel like if I show you that I'm not feeling well and that I'm not 100% myself, then you'll worry, and as much as I appreciate that, I don't want any of you to really worry about me. Anyway, I'm still trying to figure myself out right now, and I really do appreciate you all. I just need a bit of time to work on myself. So, now that all that is said and done, let's move on to the story. So, as a kid, I used to be left at my grandma's house a lot because my parents worked. So, her house was kind of just a second home to me. My grandma would pretty much let me do anything I wanted around the house as long as I didn't really break anything. So, of course, all I did all day was watch TV and eat snacks. And my grandma's house was also my cousin and my uncle who lived there too. I used to bug my cousin a lot because I would see him playing video games in his room and I'd want to play, but since I was much younger than him, I think we're a good 6 years apart from each other. He didn't really want to share or play with me because I was annoying, I guess. Anyway, that's enough backstory. So, since I lived in Florida, hurricanes are pretty much a regular thing that happened. I mean, there was a hurricane season. Just so we know when the tropical storms and the hurricanes were most likely going to happen. I believed it was Hurricane Katrina that came through my state, and it really messed New Orleans up back then. But for some reason, it didn't really do much to where I lived. It kind of knocked over a couple chairs or something. Well, no, I remember us, really packing away a lot of stuff and, making sure everything was secure. So I guess that kind of helped us not get messed up by the hurricane. It flooded us pretty bad, but nothing was destroyed. Our homes were fine. Everything was fine, other than the lot of flooding. And even that, we weren't flooded in our houses. The lake was up to our back door, and then the park was completely covered in water. It was really weird. So the park that I used to play in was actually flooded to about my knees, and my parents did not want me playing there because there are probably snakes everywhere in the water, and they don't want me to get bit by a snake. So after my parents had checked on everything and we knew that our house was fine, we rushed over to my grandma's house to see if she was okay. Getting there was a real pain because all the flooding that eventually we got there and saw the house was fine. But there was a giant tree that fell right between the house and my neighbor, or my grandma's neighbor's house. It was probably the luckiest thing I'd ever seen. This tree fell right in between the house and the neighbors. So, it fell right in between. And the only thing that was completely damaged was the fence. And I guess fences are expensive. The neighbor wasn't too happy. So, since the tree was originally in my grandma's property, the neighbor didn't really feel like helping us take care of it. So, it was my cousin, my dad, and my uncle, and myself cutting away at this tree for maybe a week or two, maybe longer. I have no clue. I don't remember. Mind you, this was a huge, huge tree. So cutting this thing was it took forever, and putting the pieces in the truck and driving it to the dump it was just a long process, you guys. It was just a really long process. There were some days that we didn't really cut it at all, and my two cousins and I would just play in the tree. I remember we tried climbing the top of it, and I fell and ended up with a branch hitting me right in the well, let's just move on. So eventually we cut this tree enough so that it's not taking up the entire space between the neighbor and my grandma's house. But this is still the hard part since we had already gotten rid of the large parts of the tree. So getting to the top branches was really hard. I, being the young rapscallion that I was, had the bright idea to volunteer to be put on the very top branch to start cutting from the top and work my way to the bottom. So I'm probably a good 12 feet in the air, maybe higher. I'm I'm on the roof of this house, so I have no clue how high this is. Um, and I've got a lovely, lovely sharp knife in my hand, ready to cut away at this tree. I walk up and down this thing, no problem, but my dad tells me to give him the knife so that I can find a spot before I start cutting. I kid you not, I fold this knife. And I hand it to him. And as soon as I do this, look, this is really crazy. As soon as I do this, I take one step, just one, on this stupid tree, and I fall off head first, straight towards the ground. I swear everything was like super slow motion. I saw nothing but the ground. Like my eyes were fixated completely on the ground, and it didn't really feel like I was falling. It just felt like I saw the ground and the ground was coming closer. So I tried putting my arms out in front of me to kind of brace myself for a hard landing, but it's too late. I'm already heading towards the ground. It's way too late. I hit the ground face first, but wait, I didn't really fall all the way. I look up and I see that I'm kind of dangling from one of my legs. And I think you can guess who grabbed me before all my weight fell on my neck and either killed or paralyzed me. That's right. My cousin Danny, who saved me again. Man, so that's twice that he saved my life. What a guy, huh? Well, that's as far as the story as I know. My parents were mad that I fell off the tree. It's my dad. My mom didn't know that I had fallen off. My dad had told, or everyone had pretty much told my mom after I'd gotten back, and she was upset that they let me climb to the top of the tree and try cutting it. I pretty much spent the rest of the time staying away from the tree because they didn't let me cut the tree anymore. But that's fine. I mean, I just didn't feel like working anyway. The entire time I just kind of just watched TV while the rest of them finished off the tree and did the rest of the work. I mean, I was just a kid. Why the heck did they have me doing all the work and all that putting myself at risk? Oh well, they watch these videos anyway, so I'll get an explanation at some point, or I'll just get an earful from them letting me know that it's not nice to say when they let me do dangerous things and I almost die. But it's all good, and I appreciate everybody. I appreciate being able to for my parents to let me do stuff like that. I mean, sure, it's really dangerous, but I needed experience. I needed something. I was the youngest in a house of so many people. I was the youngest in my generation. So I never really grew up with people my own age. The closest thing to people my own age was my second cousins over in Georgia. So I never really had those people that were the same age as me, except for some neighbors. But I usually fought with those neighbors. So. Oh well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you all have a fantastic day. This was a little short just because I'm trying to get something out for you guys. I don't want to just leave you with nothing. And even though this video may not hit 10 minutes, or it could, I don't know what's going on. I'm just kind of looking at the time tick by. But it's like I don't know. I'm just really glad that I can put myself enough to be able to give you something rather than just sit here and do nothing all day. You get me? So again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you all have a fantastic day. Peace out, everybody. Bye.